Hello everyone from Chelsea Fan TV, my name is Alex. I'm here with Charlie outside Villa Park. Charlie, I would love to say that we've watched a competitive game of football, 2-2, but to me it feels more like a robbery.
Yeah, it sort of feels that way. I mean, to be honest, mate, when we'd gone 1-0 down inside 4 minutes, I'm thinking, this is Arsenal Part 2 all over again. But, you know, we sort of steadied it a little bit. You let a goal in just before half-time. Morgan Rogers hits the Cole Palmer celebration. You think, this is a long day, we're finished here. And, you know, what we're normally used to in terms of going in at half-time and coming out even worse than we might have been in the first half. Mate, we came out this half-time, second half, we were fantastic, mate. Some of the best football we've played all season. There was fight, there was passion, there was desire, there was urgency. There were all these things that we've been missing. All the things that we didn't show on Tuesday night, we suddenly showed tonight when we needed it. You know, could you say that because the pressure was off, you're 2-0 down, you know, it can't really, it's only going to, like, you know, you can't get much worse. You know, the pressure's off, go and play your stuff, see what happens. And I don't know if Villa came out and sort of felt the game was done, and we sort of sensed that, and then we got into the game, and you know, we get a goal through Madueke, and then obviously Conor Gallagher's worldy strike. And then from that point on, mate, you felt there was only one team that was going to win it. Villa barely tested Petrovic in the second half, and I don't want to sound like Graham Potter, but I think we can be proud of the boys for that second half performance, because we showed something. But the problem is, mate, it always feels like it's always too little, too late. You know, how many times have we said, "Oh, you know, this is something that we could potentially build on," and we never do. And we show these moments, and then you get to the next game, and you just don't see anything like it again. So, can we build on it? Yes, a point at Villa Park is a good result, but ultimately, with the position we are in the league, with the race for the European places, dropped 2 more points to Newcastle today. We haven't lost any ground on United, but if we're honest, we're 5 points behind Newcastle in 7th. I think we got played the same amount of games as them. So I think we might have one game less than them. So, like, yes, the point in isolation is good here. They're a very good side, well drilled, good players. But for the stage of the season we're at, we needed to win today. We've left ourselves with a lot to do in the final 5 games. And I think it's going to be very difficult to qualify for Europe still.
I was having an argument with Ricky at half-time because he was telling me the players aren't giving everything. I said, I don't believe that's true. I just don't think they're good enough. And fair play to them. They came up with the goods at the end. I believe we really won that game, if I'm being totally honest with you. That's another discussion in itself. Do you believe these players are capable of pushing on and getting European football? Because a lot of fans even doubt that.
It's difficult, mate, because on the evidence of that second half, you'd say yes, but on the evidence of the season, we haven't been. The league table doesn't lie, mate. We haven't been good enough over the course of the season. So it would suggest that despite there being obvious talent within this squad and talented individuals, at the end of the day, mate, over a course of a season, we haven't been good enough. And you can say whatever circumstances you want, some legit and others maybe not. We haven't been good enough over the course of the season. So we deserve to be where we are, because that's how good we've been with what we've got so far this season. And you can point to drop points against Burnley, you can point to drop points against Sheffield United and say, oh, we should have had 4 more points and it could have been a different story. But we were terrible in those games, and we got from those games what we deserved from the performance levels we put in. So, you know, I'd like to believe, I do believe in this team, but if I'm being honest, mate, 5 games to go, difficult games at that as well. I can't see us doing it. I just think we've left ourselves too much to do, and we've failed on too many occasions to take advantage of teams above us dropping points, and we haven't been able to capitalise. So we've only got ourselves to blame for the position that we're in.
Yeah. And where does that leave you with the manager?
Nothing's really changed, to be honest, mate. Players showed fight today. I didn't see a team that looked like they weren't trying. I didn't see a team that looked like they downed tools. You know, you could have maybe said that based on the first half performance, but that didn't look like a team that wasn't playing for this manager and wasn't fighting for the badge, which has been accusations that have been chucked at this group over the last few weeks. So I think you could see clearly this team was playing for the manager, this team was playing for the badge. There was that fight, there was that desire, and it was a positive second half performance. But, you know, as I said, in the grand scheme of things, we can't really take much more into it other than in isolation this was a good second half performance, and we showed some fight. But there were some good individual performances. Madueke again coming up with an important goal. I know he's frustrating, attitude at times, body language on the pitch not great, doesn't track back much. When he gets the ball though, you feel like he's going to do something with it. So it's one of those players that you think, do you know what, it's worth having him on, because when he gets the ball he could make something happen. having Palmer back in was obviously good. Had a bit of a quieter game tonight, and then Conor Gallagher pops up with another crucial goal, a fantastic strike, and this guy hasn't got a new contract on the table, and could be walking away this summer. You need those characters around the club. You need players of that quality. Even as a squad player, I'm not saying he should be starting every week, but even as a squad player, you've got to make the right decisions. We can't keep making mistakes in the transfer market. We can't keep not learning from our mistakes and allowing players to leave that have got a role to play at the club and then replacing them for twice as much money as you sold them for, and with someone that's half as good and could be good in sort of 3 or 4 years. So we've got to stop doing that. But yeah, at the end, Disasi with a header, I feel like we're robbed. Haven't really seen it back, but you knew as soon as it was sent to the screen, the rest bottle was gone, his arsehole fell out, and we were finished at that point. So, point probably on reflection, they dominated the first half, we dominated the second half. You probably say on reflection, the point was a fair result, very much a game of two halves, and we go on to Thursday. But there's something there is positives, and it feels like there's something to build on, but at the same time, it just feels very much like a case of this is a little bit too little, too late, and it just feels like if this had been at the start of the season, you'd have some positives. You think, right, you know what, we've shown something, we're a new team, that's something to build on there. The fact we're almost in May and we're talking about this as maybe something to build on goes to show the inconsistencies and just where we are as a team. But it's hard to walk away disappointed, but at the same time, in the grand scheme of things, the race for Europe, a point's not enough here. We really needed the 3.
Thank you very much, mate. Pleasure. Thank you.